Welcome guys, welcome to Daily Crypto Trading. Today we're going to do a follow-up TA of Bitcoin. And what the hell did Bitcoin do? It fell these 3 weeks almost 40%. Guys, are we in a bear market now? Are we still in a bull market? Let's check it out. Before we check the TA of Bitcoin, guys, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit a like, hit the alert, comment anything you like, and of course join our free Telegram group. And remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving any financial advice. Do your own due diligence or you will get wrecked. A fast look at the fear and greed index. We are in extreme fear, guys, at level 18. We haven't seen these levels since mid-May when Bitcoin had the huge drop down. Again, guys, remember, I buy the fear and sell the greed, but at the moment we need to be cautious now because are we in a bear market? If we are in a bear market, I will not buy the fear. All right, that is very important to understand because the fear will also push the price down. So we need to confirm, are we still on bull trend? Are we in a bear market? Well, let's look at the TA of Bitcoin. The first thing we have to look at is the 21 SMA, 30 and 50 SMA. And the red one is the 21, the green one is the 30, and the white one is the 50 SMA, guys. This is important to understand, all right, if we look at the weekly. Now, why are these indicator or these levels so important to look at? Well, in previous price action, when we just look back at May or right there when we were in bull market, right? Now, I'm not saying we're in bear market or bull market. I will explain you just in a second, guys. But if we look at it, when we went below 21, all right, we just kept going down and we tried to hit the 30 SMA and got rejected and used the 50 as a support. And at the moment that you guys are seeing over here, do you see guys that red line, which is the 21 SMA? Bitcoin just went below this, all right? The weekly are not close, guys. We have still 8 hours to go. We can still go above it. If we close it, well, the probability for downside just get higher, guys. Then we expect the white one and the green one, which is the 30 and 50 SMA, to hold. Now, guys, if these things does not hold, right? If Bitcoin just go straight to them, right? Yeah, guys, that will most likely be a confirmation for bear market because that's not good. Then we need to see the week ahead if it just tries to go up or go above it, right? Or unless it just get rejected again. Now, it's not all bad news, guys, because if Bitcoin managed to go above this, use the support, we still have a chance to save the bull run, guys. I still believe we have a possibility for 100k Bitcoin next year. As I've always been saying, a lot of moon boys, a lot of people are saying 100, 200k this year, 300k this year, and 2 years, 1 million and so on. We have been very conservative in this channel. If you've been following me, you know this. Anyway, guys, if we just go back to the topic. Now, again, guys, it's not all bad news. If we just go above the 21, very high possibility that we can see more upside. But if we go below it, there's, a 50 chance we could go even lower. So at the moment, we need to see if these SMA will hold and be used as a support instead. Because, guys, once we are below this, yeah, then we will consolidate and we just go to a downside. Again, important areas to look at. I was warning about this possibility, guys, that the big institution, the market makers will manipulate the price to the upside, the big pump before the big dump. As I actually just wrote in my title, right? I was anticipating this because usually what I see is the institutions and the market makers just keep pumping the price up, right? And the volume just spike for no reason. That is most likely money inflow from these institutions and market makers, which are making people believe we are going to the moon, right? And when we see green candlestick, people are not talking about manipulation, right? Oh, that's organic. No, it's not organic. We are all being played. There's a narrative to believe that, right? And then, yeah, again, we will get dumped. As I wrote, I even talked about this. My price level was not accurate because I believe there will be 55,000 so on, but we actually went over to 69,000, I believe, almost 70,000 before we saw the correction, before they begin to dump, right? Again, guys, these are the market makers. These are poor manipulation. Do not get scared or anything like that. This is my 5th or 6th, I don't know how many dumps I've seen in my 6 years in crypto at the moment, but you get used to it, and the best thing you can do is never sell on a loss. That's just, again, no financial advice. I did a mistake when I was new, and today there are a lot more with if I kept just holding my coins in my bags. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Now, if we go back to the chart, guys, we might go lower than this because I was anticipating, there was not a high probability in my opinion, but I was anticipating a a drop down, but not that hard. That took me by surprise, not gonna lie, guys. But if we look at the chart, right, TA101, and look at this, we have a pattern called rising wedge. You can follow my channel, you know what that is. That is a very bearish pattern, and the measured target will be right over here, which is, let me just see, what will be around 37,000. Yeah, I know, guys. But it actually did went over to, again, I believe 40 or 42,000, almost, yeah, almost 42,000, just slight below $42,000. All right, now I believe we will consolidate and we just go a bit lower and lower and lower. That is what I believe, guys. However, we can also look at the bullish scenario, right? If we just get some hopium, right, to ourselves, just a bit hopium, right? That is all right, to have a bit of hopium. Then we might see this is a huge ascending triangle in a weekly chart. This is a possibility. It's not the most beautiful ascending triangle, but it is a ascending triangle. So what is a ascending triangle? What ascending triangle is actually a bullish formation, right? That means if once we hit over this support line, this ascending trend, as you guys are seeing, ascending triangle, then this will be a support line, and it will just, you know, go something like this right before it break out to the upside. This is also a possibility, but I'm gonna say it, guys, is not a high possibility. Not before we go above these level. Again, this is very important to understand, guys. Another possibility is we could see something like in mid-May, right? So we can take a tool to see past history, right? And see something like this, right? Over around this area, which is fine. And then we can do something like this, all right? Yeah, that will be perfect. Then we could go low as $33,000. Yeah, I know, I don't want this scenario, but we need to see the reality in the eye, right? Anyway, guys, if we see that this is also a possibility where we go down, where people get very bearish. I mean, people are confirming a bearish or bear market, right? Saying, you know, it's over, we're going lower, we're going to 3,000, 2,000, 10,000, something like that, right? Some nonsense like that. However, if we can see also at the VPVR right over here, we actually have a lot of support, all right? We call this a demand zone, where there's a lot of demand for Bitcoin, all right? Guys, do not fall for this narrative. I know there's a lot of narrative about the mainstream media saying Bitcoin is in a bear market. Per definition, when things go below 20%, per definition in traditional finance, that is a bear market, but in crypto is different, guys. We can easily go to 20% down or up, all right? Anyway, guys, the most scenario you guys will see is FUD. You guys will most likely hear from the mainstream media, from some of the crypto coins media outlet, that they will say that we are in a bear market. Some of the YouTubers was very bullish, saying 1 million Bitcoin, something like that, will just say, oh, we are in a bear market now, and so on. Guys, that is not truth, TA. I just want to say it as it is. That is not true, TA. Just follow the trend and follow the TA, all right? You, as a trader, you have to identify where we are at the moment. And where we are at the moment, this is a possibility, as you guys are seeing right over here. We can, like mid-May, go above, again, try to have a relief rally, right? Making everyone bullish and just drop down right away to these levels, all right? It will not take a few hours or days. This, again, is a weekly chart, so this can take weeks before we see that. And then again, we will consolidate. This is a possibility, guys, so have this in mind. Now, this will also be a great buying opportunity in my mind. If you've been following my channel or in my Telegram, guys, the free Telegram group, you guys know what this is, because I shared this a month ago, before even this scenario happened, right? So what I wrote, that we might see this kind of scenario where we are in a falling wedge with a bullish signal, right? Then we could see some upside, most likely over here. However, we saw the bullish upside, as you guys see at my target, but to keep the bull run going on and to have that confirmation, we need to stay about this trend line, all right? And I didn't change anything, guys. I didn't change anything. People in my community can verify this also. All right, so we did hit the trend line, went down, went above it, but didn't close above it, went down again, and tried weekly to go above it, and again we got below it, and then just went down, guys. Again, I clearly wrote we need to go above this trend line to have a bull run continuation, right? I still don't believe the bull run is over yet, not before, again, we go below these SMA levels, the 21, 30, and 50, as I mentioned, guys. Then we will see lower lows, and that will, of course, be bad. At the moment, we still have a lower high, all right, from this previous high. This is important to understand and know, all right? A lot of people are scared at the moment in crypto, which is understandable. Their portfolio is bleeding. It's never fun to see your money get lower, right? It's not, you don't lose money, but it's the value is just getting lower. It's never fun. Just to put things in perspective, guys. All right, when I joined crypto, which was around this year, 2017, which is around this year, we have the biggest run I ever saw, all right? So we went over here, all right, and then we have the big drop. We have the ABC correction after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott Wave, all right? And then I made this line, all right? And we were struggling. A lot of people were like, crypto is dead, and so on and so on. As you guys can see, we went below these lines and we went a bear market. This was a bear market. All right, because we were below 21, 30, and 50 SMA, as you guys can see, because every time we tried to went up, we just got rejected. And yeah, I didn't remove these lines just to put things in perspective. These lines I will never remove because this was one of my first time doing TA with crypto. All right, this was made years ago. All right, 4 years, I believe 3-4 years ago, I made these yellow line just to put things in perspective, guys. Bitcoin was at $3,000, guys, $4,000, $3,000 at that time, right? At the moment, you shaking your head like, of course I will buy. But at that time, we were uncertain. We didn't know where Bitcoin would go. All right, we had no idea. A lot of people who actually just held on because they bought the top, just held on for that. And some people just believed it, and others just got lucky or forgot all about it, right? But most of us who actually traded believed in crypto. I believed a lot in crypto. I would talk about crypto all the time. Right, to my family members, to people, and people was like, no, dude, this is dead. You will never see Bitcoin over again. And just a few years later, we saw one of the biggest bull run ever in history, all right? So this yellow lines is a reminder for myself, guys. Give you some value, guys. Give yourself some, information, something that makes value for you. So in 3 years, you can look past and say, what the freak was I doing? Why didn't I buy at that time, all right? I'm not saying that crypto is going or Bitcoin is going to the moon, 1 million, something like that. I'm just saying I am strongly believer in crypto in the long term. The short term, this is just price fluctuation. We see price go up or down all the time. But again, guys, just to put things in perspective of my side, or my story about that I will never ever remove these lines in this chart, because these are a reminder for myself every time the things are going bad that actually I saw Bitcoin at this price and still bought it. I still traded at the time. I still kept going on in these years. So again, guys, make something for yourself if you're new to crypto, and just look back in 3 years, and I'm pretty sure you have a laugh after that. As for the Elliott Wave, guys, that will get invalidated. As you guys can see, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have a correction, ABC zigzag, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Impulsive and corrective move, and then we have a big ABC, as you guys can see here. This Elliott Wave, as you guys can see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will get invalidated if the 4, as you guys can see here, goes below the 1, and you guys can see, you don't see the 1 is right over here. So once the 4 is below and close below the 1, yeah, this tier pretty much get invalidated. We will not see these kind of prices before we see some kind of consolidation and we see new Elliott Wave account for new Elliott Wave to the upside. All right, guys, this is important to understand. To understand this Elliott Wave of the T of Bitcoin, watch my previous video about Elliott Wave, guys. You will have a better understanding then. If we look at my indicator, as you guys see right there, is all for free. By the way, yeah, I have a video about how to get this, because my community member get this indicator, which I made all for free. If you look at my indicator, we actually seeing it turning red. It's below the 21 SMA, slightly below the 50 RSI, and we have a huge sell volume which is above the average volume. That show was a breakout to the downside. So this indicator just worked like a charm. The indicator was telling us that we are going to downside. All right. If we look at the RSI again, guys, we can see in the daily charts this time we are getting to an oversold area, which usually means we have some kind of bounce back, right? That also means tomorrow and a few hours we will have some kind of relief rally. Again, new people will just phone and think, oh, the dump is over. The dump might not be over again. The 21 SMA and the other 30 and 50 SMA is important area to look at again, guys. If we look at the VPVR, we are seeing some kind of great support actually at 40,000 area. This area 48 to 40,000 area, guys. If we go below this, guys, yeah, then we have a fast drop to around 34,000, guys. Just keep this in mind. As for downside stock, again, oversold area, guys. So that means we will see some kind of bounce back in the daily in time. or then we will most likely get rejected at the 50,000 area, because again, there's a lot of resistance over there. However, if we manage to go over 50 or 52,000, that will be great. And if we can just keep that line right, that will be awesome. Oh, this is 58. Well, that will also be awesome. But at 52 around this area, guys, and just go above and do a higher high. That will be great for our trading. Then we have a continuation for a bull, guys. But for the moment, it's not looking like that. But again, never panic sell. All right, guys. The dumbest thing you ever can do is panic sell. I remember people panic sold at $10,000, $12,000 in Bitcoin because they kept going down. And then we were like, I'm glad I will never ever go into Bitcoin yet again. But the thing is, they missed out on one of the greatest opportunities there's ever. I mean, like literally ever. I mean, we went to $69,000 right after, right? Not right after, a few years after. Other charts to look at is the S&P 500. Very important to look at the traditional finance, right? Because as we know, if you've been following my channel yet again, that Bitcoin is heavily correlated with the traditional finance, the traditional market, and that all coins are heavily correlated with Bitcoin. So if there's a big drop in the traditional market, can talk to that the traditional market, there will be a big drop in Bitcoin as well. They are not coupled from each other. Some people saying they are very correlated. If you've been following my channel, you know it, because I have a long video about the market structure of Bitcoin and so on. You guys can watch it in my channel. It's about 25 minutes long, but I'm telling you how things are correlated. Also, another good indicator is the Dow Jones. Oh, there we go. The Dow Jones. Also to check this out, because again, if that drops, Bitcoin most likely drops. And of course, to keep an eye on the US dollars. All right, because Bitcoin is paired with the US dollar. So if the US dollars increase, Bitcoin will decrease. Well, then dollar pretty much outperformed Bitcoin, and before Bitcoin increased and the dollar fell in value right over here, well, then Bitcoin outperformed the dollar. So this is also important to see. Remember, if the index, the S&P index and Dow Jones, the traditional market is down, they will usually convert it to dollar, and you will see an increase in the dollar. And at the moment, there's a lot of printing. You know, the central bank is just printing like candy, like it's nothing, just as dumb, right? If you print more money, you will get useless pretty much. There will be hyperinflation, but they just don't understand that apparently. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy my content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, join our free Telegram group, guys, and of course, as always, see you in the Telegram group.